radio button list. So this radio button list, radio button list, use this radio button list, this radio button list to select at least select only one option from list of options. So same like drop down list, drop down list, but there is a difference between difference between drop down list and radio button list. Yeah, drop down list and radio button list. Okay, so drop down list doesn't occupy the space. Drop down list doesn't occupy space in HTML form, and radio button list occupy space in the HTML form. Okay, so this is the main difference between radio button list and the drop down list, but functionality is same. And next to syntax is use input control and type equal to radio. Okay, radio buttons, and name attribute, uh, name attribute like my options. Okay, and here is the option name like qualifications. Okay, MCA or MBA like that. So example for drop down list, radio button list, create an HTML form, radio button, okay, here in my HTML form, so I want to display qualifications. Qualifications are um, gender. Okay, like a gender field. So gender field, we can select either male or female only. Okay, we can't select both options. You can select only one option by using gender field. So that gender field, uh, input type equal to radio, and name is gender, gender, next male. So like this, female, input type radio, and name must be same. Okay, name attribute must be same when we have multiple options for radio button list. Female, and third option is other, input type equal to radio, and name, gender, okay, other field, other option. So just like Google sign up form. So run this example. Okay, so male, female, or other gender. So here we can select only one option from these three options. Okay, so radio button also same, but radio button doesn't occupy the space in HTML form. Radio button list will occupy the space in the HTML form. So like add account and create. So in Google sign up form, there is a drop down list for gender also, the male, female, and other. So we can use radio button list for gender field. Okay, gender, male or female. You can select only one option by using radio button list. So when you give this name attribute is the different. Okay, so by you can select multiple options. Okay, so like this you can select multiple options by giving name attribute is different. And next element is iframes. So these iframes are used to display web page within our web page. Okay, iframes are used to display web page within our web page, or we can display other other websites in our HTML form. Okay, or we can play YouTube videos by using iframes. Okay, so here we have to use height and width attributes to specify the size of the frame, to specify the size of the frame. Okay, and here iframe tag specifies an inline frame, specifies an inline frame. An inline frame is used to an inline frame is used to embed another document within the current HTML document. In the current HTML document. Okay, and here syntax, use iframe tag, iframe, and source attribute. Here we have to give the path for web page path. Next, height and width, for iframe, and close this iframe tag. So this is the syntax for iframe. So create an HTML form. Iframes, and here I want to display uh, HTML controls form in iframes.html form. Okay, this form in iframes.html form. So we can use iframe tag, and source is HTML controls. Okay, so here we have to specify the path for HTML form. So these two forms in same folder, in HTML folder. So that's why here I have given like this. If this form is in another folder, we have to give that folder name also. And the height 300 pixels, just 300, and width also 300. Okay, so HTML controls.html form displaying in iframes.html form. So run this example. Okay, so this is the form. Okay, HTML controls.html form. So if you run this example, HTML controls. Okay, so this form is like this, but we can display this another forms in, okay, display web page within a web page by using iframes. And also we can display another websites within our web form. So like copy this frame, so give the website path like www.http www.w3schools.com website. Okay, so if you run this example, the W3 schools website also will display here in this iframe. Okay, total W3 schools website is displaying in iframe. So once increase this height and width 600 and 600. Okay, so this is the W3 schools website by using iframe. So we can redirect to any other course content from this. Okay, so this is the iframe, and also we can play YouTube video URLs, okay, videos by using iframe. iframe and source. Here just remove this, and already one example is explained in previous batch. Iframes, Okay, so
Yeah, Prasad, I would like to know one thing, like just we are using the percentages
mm,
and for the pixels. So what is the variations of those? Like I know that like for the EMS, pixels, points, and percentages, and why we are using that, and what are the variations of those?
variation of those so these variations are used
Like
to
yeah, just I can just a moment, like in a frame, just now you use that for the frames for the W3 schools. Just we given the height is and the code.
actually there is no
Yeah,
difference.
just we
There is no difference. We can use pixels also here. So directly
mm,
we can give the values also.
okay, like what the percentage on the pixels?
What is
Like few sometimes we use the percentages, sometimes we use pixels, sometimes we use EM, right?
yeah, yeah.
So what about those variations, some particular value for that EMLs or pixels, like percentage of the points?
So this EMS and the percentages based on resolutions. Okay. So based on screen resolutions, we can use this. So like screen width always 100%. Okay, 100% width. So
No,
by
no, not like that. Like what you said is right, but isn't having some variations, right, in the percentage. If I use the percentage, when if 12 points equal to 100 percentage, so like that for the EMS and the pixels having any variations. Did you
yeah,
get that? What I mean? Like
yeah, yeah, I got it. So
mm,
there is some variations between those three EMI, EMS, and percentage and pixels.
so in the scenario was there like the percentage of the pixels or the EMS. So having a lot of changes on that. So that's the reason I'm asking you.
Okay, okay. So I will explain this question in CSS concept. Okay. So there we can use pixels and percentages to change the uh, look and feel of the document.
Sure.
And if you give the number 300 without any unit, like without any pixel or percentage, what's the default unit they take?
By default, it will take pixels. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yeah.
So once we refresh this form, so actually this video is not exit. Just copy this URL, copy embed code, and paste here. Okay, so iframe is copied from that YouTube, and this is the URL for that video, and frame border 0 and allow full screen. So allow full screen is allows us to get the full screen of the video.
Like by default it takes
Okay, so we can play this. Okay, so if you want to autoplay, autoplay equal to 1. Okay, so this is the option for autoplay. Okay, so directly automatically it will play the video. Okay, so these are the three advantages of iframes.
For that one, like you mentioned the code like allow full screen. By default, it takes a full screen, right? We are not at all give that allow full screen.
Allow full screen.
Hmm.
Okay, okay. So when you double click on this, it will not get the full screen. Okay, so if you double click on this in YouTube, okay, it will display full size of screen. Okay, so when you
Once you give the double click, it will show
uh,
the full screen. Yeah.
it will not show the full screen. So that's why we have to give this attribute allow full screen.
Okay. Once you give the double click on the screen, it will give the full screen.
Mm. And this
Mhm.
is for autoplay the video. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, this frame border 0 is there is no border for this YouTube video. So if you give the border for 3, 0, 1, because some border will apply here. Okay, some border is there. So if you want to display the border, you can give this frame border 1, otherwise 0. Okay, without border, it will display like this. Next, uh, HTML5 features. HTML5 features. Okay, new doc type and figure element. No more types for scripts and links. Okay, so these features. First one is new doc type. New doc type feature. So in HTML 4.01, HTML 4.01, the doc type declaration refers to a DTD, and because HTML 4.01 was based on HTML. Okay, already I have explained this new doc type in the first class. Okay, the first class. So this is the declaration of HTML 4.0. and HTML5 version declaration. Okay, so actually DDD doctype declaration specifies the rules for the markup language and so that the browser renders the content correctly. And HTML5 is not based on HTML, so that we can directly declare the document type HTML form. Okay, so this is the DTD HTML markup rules. And second feature is figure element. So this figure element are used to figure element. So this figure element are used to display images with the description. This element are used to display images with uh, name or some description in the top or bottom, in the top or bottom. Okay, and syntax for this: figure tag next image and source for image. Okay, image path and alternate text, and here quick caption element. Quick caption element used to display the description or name for the image. Here paragraph, uh, name for the image or description. So example for this figure element: add HTML form, figure element, and I want to display some image with the description or image name in the bottom or top of the image. Uh, figure element and image tag, source images penguins.jpg, and alternate text, my image, and image height 300 and width also 300. Quick caption tag to display the caption, description or name. Uh, penguins. Okay, so run this example. Okay, so this image will display like this. Okay, image and with the image description in the bottom or in the top of the image. Okay, so like this we can use this uh, figure element. And next feature is no more types for scripts and links. Third one, no more types for scripts and the links. Okay, in HTML 4.0, in HTML 4.01 version. Okay, so if you want to call javascript file or css file. Okay, css file, we have to specify the type, specify the type of the file, the type of the file, that is css file or javascript file. So like this you have to specify, like in HTML 4.0, if you want to call javascript file, use script tag and source and javascript file path, and next type attribute we have to use in HTML 4.01 version, and the text javascript. Okay, so must and should we have to specify this type attribute. Okay, without this document can't accept the file, and close this tag, script tag. And if you want to call the css file, use link and href attribute to give the css file path, and the type attribute text css type, and close the link. Okay, so must and should we have to specify the type attribute in HTML 4.0, but in HTML5 version, so we don't need to specify the type attribute. Okay, type attribute. So directly the browser directly access the files. So like copy these two files, and we can remove this. Okay, we can remove this type and rel, relation attribute, style sheet, and we have to specify this attribute in HTML4 also. Okay, and for JavaScript file, no need this type attribute. Okay, directly browser accept these files. Okay, for example, so one CSS file is there, create one style sheet, my styles, and div tag, okay, background color blue, and border 1 pixel, and double 2 pixel, and double and the red color border. Okay, and text color is white. And next, call this file CSS file in figure element.html form. Link and href mystyles.css file. Okay, and the relation attribute style attribute. So directly we can close this tag without specify the type attribute in HTML5. But in HTML4 we have to specify this type attribute. Okay, in HTML5 also it is available type attribute text CSS. Okay, but no need this. To call the JavaScript file, script and source, create one JS file. Next, type attribute. In HTML5 no need this type attribute. Text JavaScript. Okay, so close this. So here we have to specify the JS file path. So like CSS file. And next, div tag and with ID div 1. Okay, div 1. And here also div 1. This is sample div element. Okay, so run this example. Okay, so div tag is the background color blue and the border color red, text color white. So these CSS fields are specified in CSS properties are specified in mystyles.css file, and we access this CSS file in this HTML form by using link attribute. Okay, link element and href attribute. Okay, so double line so that it will display like this. Okay, double line border. And the fourth one is
Yeah, Prasad, like in the real time scenario, Prasad?
yeah.
Yeah, Prasad, in the real time scenario, how you write the code, like in a single page for the style sheets and for the coding, or for you write the separate page for the CSS and separate page for HTML?
In real time scenario we have to use compulsory we have to use .css files. Okay, don't specify any CSS properties in HTML
Yeah,
file.
scenario.
Hmm?
Yeah, in a single page we'll write the same coding.
For single page
Uh,
also we have to specify the CSS file.
yeah, that's what I'm asking. In the real time, we'll use in a single page for the HTML and CSS, or both are separate.
Both are separated, must and should.
Okay.
Okay, we have to specify the CSS file for CSS properties separate file, and we can access the CSS file in header section or body section also. Okay, in real time both are different, two files. And next, fourth one is no quotes. No quote or not to quote. Not to quote. So here in this feature feature is used to allows us to give attribute values without without uh, colons. Okay, without colons, like so here, like so I want to display the paragraph. Okay, and I want to give the id for this paragraph. Okay, p1, and I want to specify the class for this paragraph. Okay, my class. Okay, in HTML4 or 5 we are specifying double quotes. Okay, double quotes for the attribute values. So by using this feature, we can remove these double quotes. Okay, we can remove these double quotes, and directly we can give the values for the attributes. Okay, directly we can give the attribute values. And next feature is, fifth one is content editable. So this content editable feature, we can use this feature we can use this feature to edit content in the browser. Okay, in the browser. Okay, so this allows the users to edit any of the text contained within the element, including its children. So for example, here I want to display some cities names. Okay, like Hyderabad, and Vijayawada, okay, Chennai, and Bangalore. Okay, Bangalore. And if you run this example, okay, uh, only cities names are displaying. If you want to edit these cities names in the browser also, here we can give the one attribute like content editable. Okay, content editable attribute, and true is the value. If you give this attribute, we can edit these cities names in the browser also. Okay, we can edit the content. Okay, so like this we can add the content, like okay, Pune. Okay, Mumbai. So like this we can edit the content. Okay, any type of content we can edit. So this is the one feature. And I will email inputs and local storage canvas. Okay, so this canvas and local storage features, I will explain this local storage feature in AngularJS. okay, and the canvas in JavaScript. Okay, canvas feature, I will explain this canvas feature in JavaScript, and the local storage feature in AngularJS. Okay, these two is pending, and that's it for HTML topics. And tomorrow we can start with CSS concepts.